Good evening, guys. I'm sorry, I've forgotten that we have class. So I just checked the time now and I saw that, hey, this is 10 already. How are you guys tonight? It's like we have some people here already. Don't forget, once you join, you try to react, like the ongoing section. You are welcome, Adedoyin, Big Eva. You are welcome. We have a long night tonight, and I pray God will give us the strength. So, if once you join, please try to react to the video and then drop a message so that we know those that are online. While we are doing that, let me try to log in on the site for um, the quiz, and then open the materials we have. We'll start with GST 101. That one is a simple one. Then we'll move to GST 105. We'll end it with GST 105 tonight. You're welcome to the marathon reading class tonight. Open your mind. So while we are trying to set up, kindly drop what you learned from the last class, not the reading we did yesterday. The last class we had on YouTube. What did you learn? Drop it in the comment section. Yes, we have more people joining. Don't forget, as soon as you join, give the video, the ongoing section, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Let's always learn to do that. It's very important. I'm trying to set up. Let's see those we have now. We now have Prince Dixon is available. We are welcome. Blessing Wisdom. Olusegun is here. Dennis is here. Quadri is here. And Oluwafumi is here. Where's my class captain? Please, someone should remind them in the group that it's time for class. Okay, I think I'll drop that. I'll drop that. So, yes, Rachel, you are welcome. Let me try to get this mock site started. Yes, I'm waiting for you guys. Drop what you learned from the last class in the comment section. The new words you learned from the last class. Let's start with that one. I've not seen someone that learned. Okay, somebody said we learned network. Is that how we learned in the last class? Is that person correct? Yes, good evening, everyone. Good evening, you're welcome. Okay, Dennis learned complement, tourist. Okay, that makes sense. Abigail learned the difference between landman and one. That is true in computer. That is in GST 103. You are absolutely correct. The population is not encouraging tonight. You guys are yet to join. Please, as you are joining, like the video. I keep shouting that. What is wrong with mock sites tonight? It's not encouraging. What is wrong here tonight? Yes, others, you did not learn anything. Are those the only people that learned something? What did the rest of us learn from the last section, the last class? I want to believe everybody. Okay, this was just saying we are ready. I think I understand you now. What is wrong with? I think something is wrong with our mock site. Or is it from my end here? I hope you guys can hear me. Please, is my voice audible enough? Can you hear me? I'm having issue logging in my mock site here. I don't know what's wrong. I think I'll need to message Joshua. I need to tell me what is going on. I'm coming. Let me try to use the exam site because the mock site is giving me some headache. Okay, let's use this tonight instead of the. Are you guys here? Can I share my screen now? Please, can you hear me? I need to know if you guys can hear me, number one. I will start sharing my screen. I also want to know if you are, once you are able to see my screen, you let me know. Can you see me? Can you hear me? We need to. All right, I'm trying to share my screen now. So once it's visible, I will let you know. You will see it at your end too anyway. Okay, Grace, my class captain is here. Where is Amin? I've not seen Amin. No comment from Amin tonight. Is she not available? The population is not encouraging tonight, and only 3 people has given this video a like. You guys want me to end the video? If you don't like it, it means you don't want us to end it. And we have a lot to do tonight. GST105 is still there, which is a very notorious GST. So I believe my screen is visible now, but I may need to zoom it a bit for us to be able to see it. It's not sending like from the chat box here. Go and like the video that is ongoing, the main video itself. Yes, I think the likes are going up now. Yes, that is making sense. All right, while you are doing that, this is a simulation of your exam portal. How you are likely going to meet your exam portal when you go for exam. I'm still going to modify it this semester to make it fit exactly as it is in the exam. But this is how the exam portal looks like. But let's leave that for what we are here to do tonight. So let's start and see how many questions we'll be able to solve tonight. Once we exhaust this set of questions, I will form new sets of questions. So the next class we are going to be dealing with, we will deal with new set of questions. I want to make sure that every night we don't dwell on the same questions, so that by the time your exam will start by June, we would have exhausted all the questions in the question bank. So there will be no question that you will see that you will not have passed through in the mock or the marathon reading that we are actually doing now. That is the purpose. We exhaust all the materials using this method. Now let's start with English, GST101 and question 1. Okay, Dixon, thank you. He said he can hear me. Okay, Rachel has gone through listening before on her own personal reading. That makes sense. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. I'm still having just 7 likes. Well, no problem. That is those of you that are not liking the video, no problem. So let's go to the test. Question 1. Read the following passage. The thieves invaded his house while he was in the United Kingdom and swept it clean of every valuable property. Which of the following strategies can a reader adopt to arrive at the meaning of the passage? You know, under this topic in the material, let's go and read about code text in the material. You were taught that when the words used in the material, or sorry, in an essay, if those words are too, maybe they are above your head, or you can't relate to them, you don't understand them, we have several ways in which you can try to get the meaning of the passage. We have several ways in which you can try to get the meaning of the passage if you don't know what the passage is generally talking about. There are many ways you can try to get the meaning of the passage. So that is the part we are going to read tonight. And please pay attention, because I would not like to you. They set questions a lot on this particular should I say, hold on, I'm trying to get it from the material so that we'll start reading. We have a lot of reading to do tonight, so please open your mind. We want to know, if I'm reading a passage and I likely don't know what the passage is all about, how do I arrive at the meaning? How do I arrive at the meaning of the passage? For instance, there is an essay written and the essay seems to be talking above me. I don't understand what the essay is all about, and I'm trying to get the place now. Okay, we have word attack. Let me just go straight to that place. So we'll read about all the ways in which, okay, I will start sharing the material now. So it's time to read, guys. Open your mind. We want to read now. I believe you can see my material very clearly. Shall we proceed with the reading? Now, that question was asking us about the appropriate or the type of strategy that a reader can use. For instance, if you just read that passage and you likely don't know what they are saying, what does it mean that when they travel, they swept this house clean of all valuable properties? What does it mean? You may not know what the writer is trying to say there, but there are strategies you can use without somebody coming to explain to you that, okay, this is what this person is saying. There are strategies you can use to get the meaning of that passage from the passage or within the passage. The first one we'll be talking about is finding meanings of words by word attack. Word attack is the first one we'll be using. But let's see what we have here. They say, do you still turn to the dictionary every second? For instance, if you are reading a passage or an essay, and then every big word you met in the course of reading the passage, you go to the dictionary. So if there are 50 big grammars that you don't know their meaning in the passage, you now have to open your dictionary 50 times before you finish reading the passage. Something is wrong. There are other ways you can do it without going to the dictionary, without going to AI, that you still be able to get the meaning of that big word that or that idiomatic expression they use in the passage. Now let's see. Yes, let me confess to you, dictionary is good, but it should be the last resort. Now, we don't know the meaning of resort before. Assuming we don't know the meaning of resort before, this word I highlight now, let's assume we don't know the meaning before. And we need to know the meaning in order to understand their first statement here. So what do? Instead of going to the dictionary now, like I used to tell you guys, go to your AI, go to the dictionary to look for the meaning of so and so word. Why don't you go back and read the full statement again? And from the full statement, try to know what they are trying to say by saying resort. So without going to the dictionary, by merely reading, or maybe after reading backward, I should read forward again and see what they say next after resort. Probably I will get the meaning of resort from the passage without going to the dictionary. But let's not drag it much. So dictionary is good, but it should not be the last. No, sorry, but it should be the last resort, which means from this statement is good, but it should be the last resort. Okay, let me not be too forward. Without going to the dictionary, just from this statement, what do you think the word resort means? In your own words, you don't need to write it professionally. You don't need to answer it professionally. In your own words, based on what is provided here, that do you still turn to the dictionary every second? That's the question. Then they said, yes, let me confess to you, dictionary is good, but it should be the last resort. What's the meaning of resort? From that sentence, dictionary is good, but it should be the last resort. What is the meaning of resort from that sentence? Yes, you guys should contribute. Solutions. Somebody is saying in his own word, the synonym is solution. It should be the last thing you will consult. It should be the last solution. Find out again. Well, thank you. I hope you guys are not checking dictionary, because what I ask you is to use the statement that led them to the use of resort to understand the meaning of resort, because that is what we are here to do tonight. Now, one way to increase your word power is to guess the meaning of a word from the context. Any word whose meaning you are able to figure out on your own without turning to the dictionary or asking somebody else, you will never forget. Do you agree? How many of us agree to that? Yes, welcome, Dora. I've been asking about you. So, do we agree with this statement? Any word whose meaning you are able to figure out on your own without turning to the dictionary or asking somebody else, you will never forget. Agree? Do we agree, or we disagree with that? Yes, you're welcome. Is it Chief Star Bass or something? What's that name? That name is okay. Thank you. Can you give us a word that you learned on your own by brainstorming? Okay, this grammar that this person just said, what does it mean? Okay, from what he is saying, from what he has been saying and what he said after the grammar, it means that this grammar must mean so and so. Can you give us one word like that you learned by brainstorming? You probably heard it from somewhere, or you read it from a book, but you not go and look for the meaning in dictionary. You brainstorm the meaning yourself. One word like that. An example. Anybody? Excuse me. Yes, yes. One word. I need one word. We need one word. Somebody should give us an example of. Okay, Dora said ambience. And what is the meaning of ambience? What did you find out ambience to me in your own words? What did you find that ambience to me? Your Kemi Samuel, you are welcome. Okay, Dennis is still talking about solution. I think he's still referring to uh, resort. Knackered. So what is the meaning of that? I hope that is not all those Nigeria formulated words. What does it mean? Rachel. Okay, while you are doing that, let me move on. We have a lot to do tonight. There are a number of ways you can deduce meaning of a word from the context. The first one to discuss and practice is word attack. Now, the idea we want to pass tonight is when you read from tonight, if you have not been doing it before, from tonight, when you read and you come across a word that is very big or that is above you, instead of running to the dictionary always, what if there is no dictionary where you are presently and you need to understand the meaning of the word? We want to teach you skills you can use, alternatives to consulting the dictionary, which will still give you proper picture of the meaning of those big words, those grammars that you probably don't know before, but you heard someone saying it in the speech, you read it in the book, and you want to know the meaning. So there are skills you can use to get the meaning of the words from that same passage you are reading or from that same speech you are listening to. Okay, thank you, Rachel. I've learned a new word tonight. I don't actually know the right pronunciation for to that word. Is it knackered or I think it should be knackered. So it means exhausted. So instead of me to continuously say I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I can just use the word knackered. Okay, thank you. And ambience, according to Dora, you haven't given us the meaning of ambience. You just said it. So what's the meaning? What does it mean? Tell us the meaning. That is not we will go with you. All right. So we have two people that have learned two words. When they met it, they don't know the meaning, but they try to look for the meaning by brainstorming. What does this mean? Okay, where this person used this word? What's the person currently passing through? Why did the person use the word? So that is how they learned. The rest of you, give us the words you learned on your own without using the dictionary. I want to know. There was one I learned then in one American movie. If I can still recall the word, I think is the word. Is it judicious or something? I think it should be I don't know if it's judicious, but there's a word I learned like that from watching an American movie. And when I saw the word, I was not like, what does this word? Because I don't know the meaning then. I was not like, what does this word mean? Okay, but from what is happening now that I am seeing, the way they use this word, this is what it meant. So I was able to, since that day, I did not forget that word. So when I see it now, the picture is clear because I learned it myself. I already know that this is the meaning of the word. Without you telling me anything about the word now, I know that that's what it means. That's what we're trying to say. Leprosy. Well, Quadri, leprosy is not what is not. This is not a grammar. It's the name of a disease, and those ones are already popular. Look for another word. Don't come and tell me leprosy here. So let's go to the first way in which you can get the meaning of a word from a passage without going to the. Okay, atmosphere of a place, ambience. If you are say under my ambience, that means under my domain, my atmosphere. That is what Dora is trying to say. They use it a lot in church. Because under the ambience of my voice, I declare, I do this, I do this. So, pastors use that word a lot. So I guess Dora heard it from a pastor or from a church program, and she was wondering what the word does the word ambience mean. And but from the way they've always been using it, under my ambience, for all of you that are under my ambience, I pray for you, I do this. So she was not like, okay, what is the meaning of ambience? And she brainstormed, looked for the word meaning around, and was able to get it. Thank you, atmosphere. So now, what's the first way in which you can try to get the meaning of a word from the passage without going to the dictionary? The first one will be you looking at is word attack. Now, you need to know each of these ways and their skills, so that when you see the way they ask the question now, they give you an expression like a short passage. And from what was communicated in that passage, they are trying to test that if you are to get the meaning of that passage, what kind of approach, strategy will you use? It is those strategies we want to learn now. We want to learn all of them, so that when you see a passage like that in the future or probably in the exam, you'll be able to know this passage, this one is context, this passage, this one is lexical familiarization, this passage, this one is this, word attack, this one. So you will know the strategy you will use, and you just pick your answer without stress. Now, you can attack a similarly long and difficult word by breaking it into their divisible parts, such as prefixes, attachment to a word that comes before the root of the word. The prefix is one that comes before the root word. Like if I say encourage, we have N and we have courage. That is the EN is N. That is the prefix. When you say prefix and suffix, we have prefixes and suffixes. The suffixes are the ones that are attached at the end that changes the meaning of that word. We have the prefixes, those ones at the beginning, like UN, like EN, like in encourage now. EN is a prefix. It can stand on its own. If you remove it, it's a prefix. Courage is the root word, is on its own. So when I add N and courage together, it becomes encourage. So if I know the meaning of the word courage before, it will be easy for me to know the meaning of the word encourage. You understand? So if generally I hear the word encourage and I don't know what it means, but if I'm able to break it down by saying, okay, if I remove that en to stand alone, that is the prefix there, which means to do this word attack very effectively, you must know prefixes and suffixes very well. You must know prefix, you must know suffix in a word. When you say a word, you should be able to break it down and remove the one that is prefix on its own, the root word, understand it, know the one that is the root word, and know the suffix. So let's see what we have here. So while the root word is the core or the main part of the word, and then we have the suffixes, which are the attachment after the root or main part of the word. You can find the meaning of each component and join them at the end to deduce the actual meaning of the word. That is the meaning of word attack. Word attacks means breaking down the word into pieces. Everything that can stand on its own in the word. If they say the word, let's say the word, I want to say a word that goes with that. If I want to use the word, okay, why am I using courage now? The word encouragement is having a prefix, it's having a root word, and it's having a suffix. Now, let me ask you a question, classwork. In the word encouragement, what is the prefix? What is the root? What is the suffix? Just write it in your answer. The prefix is this. The root word is this. The suffix is this. I want to use that to see if you guys understand what we mean by prefix, suffix, and root word. So once you understand that we have the word that is like in a very long word now, that will be part of it, that will be the root word. That's the main idea there. And then we have the part of it that will be prefix. We have the one that will be suffix. Thank you. Jeremiah is saying that the en is the prefix. Thank you. Now we have encouragement. What is the root? What is the suffix? I want the rest of you to contribute. It's not only Jeremiah that is in this class. Contributions can come in the word encouragement. What is the root word? What is the prefix? What is the suffix? That is what we're asking now. So I need you guys to, as you are dropping that, let's continue our reading. Don't forget that the first strategy we are looking at is word attack. And word attack, that strategy deals with you breaking down the big word into smaller particles, like into smaller divisions, like prefixes, root word, and suffixes, in order to understand the individual meaning of each part, then combine the individual meanings together to get the meaning of the big word itself. Well, Jeremiah says en, which is n, is the prefix. Courage is the root word, while meant is the suffix. Jeremiah is having a card already. That is a wonderful one. You have a card. After the class, you message me my DM. So n is the prefix by Rachel. You guys are now following Jeremiah. That makes sense. But Jeremiah has already opened the floor. So let's continue. Let's read this story and see the way we can use word attack to understand the scenario that was created in this, the UN in Sudan, the United Nations in Sudan, constantly threatened by war, air attacks and incursions by government, armed militaries from neighboring Arab tribes. Tile Nuba are past masters at making the best of things. Everything is recycled, following air raids, pieces of bomb fragments immediately find their way onto the market and then to the blacksmith to be converted into knives and agricultural tools. Some of the local jokes that it is only the air raids that stand between them and the Stone Age. Now, the Nuba, they are currently suffering from Khartoum's blockade on relief and desperately need unfettered UN access could undermine their way of life. It is ironic that the help desperately needed could prove to be Father Kizido, a Catholic who has long worked in the area, point out isolation is very heavy burden. But I don't think the solution lies in opening up to the outside world completely. I hope the Nuba will be clever enough to strike a balance. The danger will come if the UN start dumping food and upsetting traditional production techniques and create dependency as they have in South Sudan, where round-the-clock airdrops have become a way of life. However, even if the UN humanitarian mission is given the go-ahead, the seemingly intractable political and military problems which underline and underpin the starvation will still remain. The Nuba are still caught in the middle of a long-running conflict, while the international community is only their leader fears imposed on the margins of one side of a divided nation. A workable peace settlement that satisfies the diverse interests of the and other minorities as well as Southerners would appear to be in a future as dim as it is distant. Now, you see, all of the grammars, the ideologies they were trying to pass here may be above your head. But how do we find meaning to this paragraph or to this passage? How do we link it to a meaning? You don't understand. You saw something like bomb, like some people starving, or like some people depending on United Nations. But the whole idea there, how do we understand the whole idea without going to dictionary to look for the meaning of every big grammar that was used there? Now let's look at, I think there is something down there for us. Now, find the meaning of the underlisted words in the passage titled The UN and Sudan. by breaking them into their component parts and joining the meaning of the part together to obtain the overall meaning of the words. The words to attack this way are listed below. Complete the exercise before turning to the discussion that follows. Now, incursions. We don't know the meaning of incursions before, but incursions was used here. So let's go back to the passage. Where was it used, and how do we get the meaning of incursions from this passage without going to our dictionary? So where was the word incursions used in the passage? In line 1, it says constantly threatened by war, air attacks and incursions by government armed militants or militias from neighboring Arab tribes. Let's stop there. If you read around this, how do we get the meaning of the word? Okay, now what we are doing is word attack. We want to attack the word incursions. Do we have a prefix in the word incursion? Let's start from there. What is the prefix? If there is a prefix in incursion, what's the prefix? What is the prefix there? Yes, do we have a prefix? And if we have, what is that prefix we have there? I need someone to. IN is like it's only Jeremiah that is online. Jeremiah is saying that in is the prefix. That is absolutely correct. So, do we have a suffix, or is cautions a root word? Caution, is it a root word? Yes, I am expecting you guys now. Yes, Rachel says the root word there is caution. So we have attacked. What is the meaning of in? Let's start from there. What is the meaning of in? When you say in, should we use that one like that? Now you guys are you miss something there. There are three things in the word incursion. We have a prefix in, we have a root word which is call. The word call is a root word here, and then shun is the suffix. So this shun is a suffix. The call is the root word, while in is the prefix. So we know the meaning of in when we say into, when we say towards something. When you say in, we are talking of something towards something, coming towards something, into something. You understand? Into. Okay? The word call, what does the word call means? Now, this one may be somehow far above you, but if you look at it from the, the general meaning, or we should go a bit to the root meaning of the word call, we'll be talking about to run. So, towards running. If you add into, in, we can say in means towards or into something. So, into running. Word call is close to say something, to run something, like to operate something, to run something, to operate something. While the word shun, which is the suffix there, practically means an act or a process. So when you say induction, I think the shun there is different from this one. Let's say the one that use SION. Which other shun use SION? Give me an example of another word that use SION. So let's not go far. So this word now, in means into, like going into something, towards something. The call means to run. The shun means an act. So if you join the three together, we can say an act of running something. So in this place now, I don't know the meaning of incursion before, but by breaking it down into in, call, and shun, I'm able to see that in means a prefix, call means the root word, shun means the suffix, and the meaning of in means into something, towards something, going towards something. The call means running something, to run, to operate something, while the shun is an act. If we combine those three ideas together, we can say that the word incursion can literally mean the act of running something, or the act of operating into something, running into something. Now let's do this. Go to your dictionary and check what's the meaning of the word incursion. You know what we've just done now is just word attack, right? Now let's do some confirmation. We've just attacked the word incursion in the body of this passage, and we're able to say that incursion literally, that may not be the exact meaning, but by the word attack, we result the result we got is that the word incursion means running into, the act of running into something, or running something, the act of running something. So what's the meaning of incursion? Dictionary or by your AI or anything you use. Now quickly, let's drop the meaning of incursion. Okay, Grace is saying it should be something enforced, the act of running something, running into something. So attacks and incursions by government armed militias. Incursions by government armed militias. Yes, I'm expecting you guys to drop the meaning of incursion. I'm still expecting you guys to drop the meaning of incursion. Yes. Now the proper meaning, like from the dictionary or your AI, whatever you use. What's the meaning of incursion? Nobody is online. Nobody is listening to me. So we will not learn all of. We'll just, after that we'll look at the word sudden entries without permission. Quadri, you have a card with me. Thank you. Sudden entries without permission. Does it tally with what we got when we use the word attack to get the meaning? Do you see that the word attack can work too? When we attack the word, we got the literal idea to be the art of running something, or running into something, because the word in there symbolizes into, towards, while call there means running, to run something, while the shun means an act. So from what Quadri has given to us, it means when we attack the word incursions, what we got is absolutely correct with the literal meaning of incursion. Do you see how word attack can help you now? When you break the word into parts, and what are the basic parts you can break a word into? Don't forget them. You can break a word into prefix, root word, and the suffix. And each of them individually will mean something. The prefix will have its own meaning. The root word will have its own meaning. The suffix will have its own meaning. After you've gotten the individual meaning of those words, you combine the ideas together, and without checking the dictionary, you are likely going to get the meaning of that word. Let's take two more words from here before we go to the second strategy. Don't forget that what we are doing now is we want to answer question 1. And question 1 gave us a passage and asked us, when a student wants to understand what the passage is talking about, what kind of strategy will the student use? We came to the material, and we found out that in understanding a passage, we have several strategies you can use. The first among them is using word attack, and that is what we are now doing. We are now practicing how to use word attack, so that when you are reading and you meet very big gigantic word that is above your head that you don't understand, you can use word attack effectively to understand what it means. So that is what we are doing. We are breaking the word, and we say when you want to use word attack, you break them down. You break that word down into the several divisions that are in the word, like the prefix, the root word, and the suffix. That is just the summary of everything we have done so far. Now, let's take another word for example. The word blockade. Blockade. That is the second word we'll look at. Uh, Now, where did they use it in the where was it used in the body of the passage? Okay, while we are looking for where it was used in the body of the, to break the word blockade down into prefix, suffix, and root word if it has any. Yes, into prefix, suffix, and root word. The word blockade. What is the root word? What is the prefix? What is the suffix? Yes, the word blockade. The word blockade. What is the suffix? What is the prefix? What is the root word? I think the word blockade doesn't have a prefix because the likes of prefix like en, in, indifference, and all those things, it doesn't have. But it has a root word and a suffix. Thank you. Block is the root word. Aid is the suffix. So what can we say is the meaning of a blockade? We already know. Okay, let's do it like this. What is the meaning of block? When we say you block something, something is blocking something, what does it mean? What is the meaning of block? So if I know the meaning of block, we can try to look for the meaning of aid and then join the two together, and we will know what a blockade means. Thank you. Jeremiah is saying block means to stop something, while aid is an action. So an action that is blocking something, an act of blocking an event, blocking something from happening. That is blockade. That is how to look for the meaning of words using word attack. It's very sweet. Just first of all, understand the skeleton part of the word by checking if the word is having a prefix, a root word, and a suffix. Once you are able to identify those parts of the word, like the prefix, the suffix, and the root word, then look for the individual meaning of those words and check by adding the meanings together to form the final meaning of the word. Now, from the idea of word attack, we've been able to look for the meaning of incursion and blockade without checking the dictionary. The last one we'll be checking out tonight is round the clock. Let's take number 8 as the last one. The rest of them you can practice it on your own. Round the clock. What is the prefix, the root word, and the suffix? And what is their individual meanings and the final meaning? Yes, let's do the skeleton. Prefix there. Do we have a suffix? Have a root word. Of course, there should always be a root word. It's only suffix or prefix that may be missing, but the root word should always be there. Well, I think round the clock, you guys have not contribution on round the clock. Round the clock is very straightforward. I don't think we need to start breaking it down into suffix because actually there is no suffix there, there is no prefix. It's all words, just root words there. So round, we know the meaning of round. When they say something is round, like making a circle. D is just a connecting word. And clock, of course, you know your clock for timing. So when you say round the clock, going round, completing the circle of a clock. That is as simple as that. There's no need to waste your time much on this. Now, I think having done this, we can say that or a passage using word attack. Now, also note all English words can be subjected to word attack process of deducing meanings. Please note that all English can be subjected to word attack process of deducting meanings. You discover that some words are prone to this kind of way of finding meaning than the other. By breaking listed in exercise 2, the following components emerge. From the smaller unit to the word of the words, the meaning of the entire word can be deduced. Incursion, incur, and shun. Well, in their own case here, they use the word incur and shun. Brought in, that is in entry into, and then the suffix for blockade, unfettered. Fetter means chain, to hinder. On means not, and then D show that it's a past tense. Look at how they broke down all these words using word attack. Please, you can study them on your own. Let's go to the second type of. Now, the second strategy you will learn is finding meanings of words by searching round the passage. So, when you are given a passage, another way you can find the meaning of words in that passage is looking around the passage, reading before the word and reading after the word. So the idea that was passed in the passage before the word you are looking for its meaning and after that word can tell you or can give you a signal of what that word is actually doing there. The purpose of that word can be pictured from the sentences that follow the word or that comes before the word. Now let's look at how that one works. Many a time you find the meaning of words by looking at the surrounding of the words in the passage. If you look at some words before, after, above, or below the word in the passage, you may find the meaning of the popular word that is difficult for you. That is, some of the words or expressions surrounding the word that you find difficult may give you clues to its meaning. Again, let us practice. Read the passage titled Bearing the Past. Pay attention or pay particular attention to all the words in bold letters. Use clues from the surrounding part of the word to determine the meaning of the word. First of all, suggest the clues and then give the meaning of the words as brought up or brought out by the clues. Remember, your meaning must fit into the passage. Very important. Okay, we are going into the second method of uh, getting, or the second strategy of getting the meaning of a passage. But before we go into that second strategy, I want you to use the word attack to look for the meaning of the word okay. Excuse me, I'm trying to get the word I will give you guys. All right. Using the word attack, look for the meaning of the word assumption. Look for the meaning of the word assumption. Okay, Madam Naomi is here. Welcome. Look for the meaning of the word assumption. Assume, assumption. What's using word attack? Look for the meaning. Now let's read the passage given to us under looking for the meaning of a word by searching around the word for clues. It seems as if African snoring giant has woken up from deep slumber with General Abdusalam Abubakar's assumption of power in June following the death of military head of state Sani Abacha. The atmosphere in Nigeria has lightened perceptibly. Paradoxically, renaissance has sprung from death, not simply Abacha's, but that of Moshood Abiola, the man believed by many to have won the annulled presidential election of June 12, 1993, while millions mourn his death following a fatal heart attack in prison in July 1998. Many felt that it had somehow closed a chapter in the country's history, allowing the possibility of fresh beginning. What's the meaning of the word paradoxical and renaissance used here? Don't forget, they say the words that are in bold letters. Those are the ones we want to look for. Okay, Rich Movies is saying, okay, as is the prefix, zoom is the root word, and it means to take. To take. You are making sense. You are making sense. Rich Movie is giving us, you guys should read what Rich Movie is saying there. So let's look for the meaning of the word paradoxically renaissance. Paradoxical on its own. I know definitely before now, most of you know the meaning of the word paradox. You know the meaning of the word paradox. Now we are no longer doing division, lies. We are no longer doing word attack. We are now talking about looking for the meaning of the word by looking around it, reading around it. So look at this word, these two words, renaissance and paradoxical or paradox. What does the two of them mean? By reading through this story, whether backward, upward, upward, downward, backward, or forward. What does it mean? Let's look at it. Well, let me continue my reading. Some things have certainly changed. The new general appears to be a softer incarnation of the standard model Nigerian leader. He is prepared to listen, to accommodate differing opinions. He even smiles, but he is still a general, and the military fatigues remain the same shade of khaki. Now, the giant may be staring, but things will have to change an awful lot more and irrevocably before it rises. Well, Rich Movie is saying it means rebirth, revival, and renew. That means the one you are talking about is renaissance. We know the meaning of renaissance before, yes? What of paradox? Okay, Oluwafumi is giving us a justice on that. So paradoxical means contradictory or surprising, but may still be, well, you are still typing. All right, so you are getting it. No, I think we have a lot to read. So let me not bore you with stories. The third one. So in this unit, they treated two of them, word attack and then looking around the passage to look for the meaning. Then in the following unit, they talk about another two strategies you can use. That's why we'll talk about lexical familiarization, reading for vocabulary development part 2. That is what we'll talk about finding the meaning by lexical familiarization, and then by your past experiences. Finding the meaning using your past experience. You can use lexical familiarization. Now let us check what that lexical familiarization is talking about. Finding meanings of word by identifying lexical familiarization. So after we finish reading all this, we can go back to the question and answer it effectively. What do we mean by lexical familiarization? By lexical familiarization, we mean words that are similar, related, or familiar to the words that we are trying to determine their meanings. Writers, in an attempt to give the reader sufficient understanding of the meaning of a newly introduced word, supply some words around the new word that are related or belong to the same field or family of the new word. Lexical familiarization strategy is a deliberate intention on the part of the writer to give the reader sufficient words that will lead to sufficient understanding of the meaning of the newly introduced term in order to enable the reader to continue to read the text with confidence. Okay, you have the idea of lexical familiarization now, using other words to look for the meaning of the one you don't understand, still in the passage. It's very close to looking for the meaning around the passage. The only thing is that this one, the words, they will have similar meaning. Okay, let's see examples. Do we still have? Okay, let's leave all of that. Let's just go to the last one, which is using your past experience, so that we can quickly go to answer like few questions before we end the meeting tonight. Finding meanings of words by using your past experiences. Sometimes your world of experience of the ideas that are discussed in the passage can suggest the meaning of the new words. Your experiences of the actual word, part of the word, or the context in which the word is used may suggest the meaning of the word to you. Some words you experience in your day-to-day life, some you experience reading about something similar in another context. You should, however, be careful. Some words may have different meanings as they move into another context. Do not impose the meaning of one word in a particular context upon the meaning of the same word in quite a different context. However, what we are saying here is that your experience of the word in life or in context similar to the one you are reading may suggest the meaning of the word. So which means your past experience can also be employed in answering questions. So I think we have done a lot here. Like now, when they say the rich and the poor and the story, from the title, you already have an experience. You know what they mean by rich and poor. So when they start giving grammars and grammars in that passage, you have understanding because you already know that when we are talking about anything they are saying there is actually going to talk about the rich and the poor, their relationship, and probably things that go on in their lives. So you'll be able to relate because you know what it means for someone to be rich and you know what it means for someone to be poor. Now let's go back to the quiz, or sorry, the exam portal. I'm sorry, we've talked quite a lot today. The thing is, they like certain questions on this topic, and it's very important to understand it, not just for answering sake here. So when you understand it, any question at all they bring on it, you'll be able to know the right answer. So I want you on your own carefully read this question one. What do you think a reader can use? I've not selected anything. What is there is just an error. But what do you think a reader can use to get the meaning of this passage? The tips invaded his house while he was in the United Kingdom and swept it clean of every valuable property. You may literally not know the meaning of the word invaded, but swept it clean of every valuable property. The word thieves is also giving you a picture. You know when they say thieves, you know what a thief does. They steal. Invaded is a grammar there, which you may not know the meaning. Okay, let me not break this down. What's the answer? What's the answer from your own understanding of what we have done so far? What is the answer to this question? Is it context? Is it past experiences? Is it lexical familiarization? Is it word attack? Somebody is saying B. Bass. I'll just call you Bass. I don't understand. Your name is somehow tricky. I'll call you Bass. Bass is saying B. That's past experiences. Why do you think it's past experiences? Choose Bass. Why do you think it's past experiences? I have, okay. Lagos State Indigenous Conference is also saying it's past experiences. I think, why are you guys thinking it's past experiences? Is it because they mentioned thieves and you think you know thieves before? I'm not going with those that go with past experiences. Don't forget when you employ your past experience into the passage. Don't forget what you've just finished reading there. If what is discussed in the passage is what you can relate to in your day-to-day activity, it's likely you will get the meaning of the word that is hard to crack in the passage. Now, in this one, the answer is either between context or lexical familiarization. The thieves invaded his house while he was in the United Kingdom and swept it clean of every valuable property. Let's say I don't know the meaning of the word invaded. There is something that gave a clearer picture of the word invaded along the passage. When I read further, they mention something of swept it clean. So even if I don't know the meaning of the word invaded, there is something that looks like it that gives me the meaning of the word invaded. So from that, swept it clean of every valuable property. Property is prompting me to what the thieves have come to do. They've swept the house clean. They've packed everything in the house. The meaning is they've packed everything valuable, everything that can turn to money in the house. They've packed it away. So if swept it clean helped me to understand the meaning of the word invaded, is it context or lexical familiarization? Yes, we're having C. We're not asking for the meaning of the word invaded. We're asking what kind of strategy can I use to understand this passage? Okay, assuming I don't know what a thief means before. I don't know what invaded means before. You understand? But I know when they say somebody traveled to United Kingdom, when he was away, when he was in United Kingdom, which means he's not at home. You see, these kind of questions are very logical, and that's why I took my time to make sure we read a lot on that part in the material. Okay, let's vote. If you go for option A, I already narrowed it down for us. The answer is either context or lexical familiarization. Which one are you going for? A or C? Okay, I have C already. So many people are choosing the option C, and just jitter AY now is the only one saying A. Why so many people chose the option C? I will not want to give you answer, so I will go with majority. But when we submit, we will see ourselves. So we go with lexical familiarization, even after reading everything we've read from the material. I think don't get it confused. When you say code text is looking for is similar to that option 2 that say looking for the meaning around the passage. Looking for the meaning around the passage. Don't forget that the second option, the second strategy we talked about was looking for, we started with word attack, looking for the meaning around the passage by reading around the surrounding. We went to lexical familiarization and past experiences. Those were the four strategies we treated. But looking around for the meaning is similar to code text. So do we still go with option C? Okay, a lot of people are dropping option C. Let's leave that. Let's go to the next question. Indicate whether skimming or scanning. This question is asking us that what they are going to say next. Is it skimming or the activity? Is it an activity of skimming or an activity of scanning? If you have gone through your course material a bit, you understand the difference between skimming and scanning. Well, those of them are fast reading methods. Don't forget, we have reading speed, we have the study reading type, we have the average, which is the one we use for novel. The study reading type is one you use for studying for exam, for reading for exam. Study reading type is for reading for exam. It's very slow, just like what we are doing tonight. It's very slow. Reading type, that is the slowest. The study reading type is the slowest. We have the average reading speed, which is one you use for reading novels, storybooks, and the rest of them. Then we have the fast reading method, which is divided into two. The fast reading speed, we have under it, we have skimming and scanning. Well, scanning is very fast. It doesn't have any direction. You can look up, right, center. You can be looking at the left, the side, the up, the bottom, the middle, all simultaneously at the same time when you are scanning. Because in scanning, you are just looking for a particular thing. You are just looking for a particular thing. For instance, if you are looking for the word, let's say, listening from your GST101, you can scan through to quickly get the word listening. That is what your search feature on your Adobe whatever or PDF, whatever you use, that is what it does. It scans through and check the word that looks like that word you are looking for. That is scanning. The skimming is you reading speedily through. You may not necessarily be looking for anything. It's just like you a fast reading method to just go through a book and finish it quickly. You are just skimming through the book. You are not necessarily looking for a deep idea of the book. You just want to have a general meaning or a general overview of what the book is talking about. So you quickly skim through the book. But scanning, you have something in mind you are looking for. You are looking for one particular word. So you are concerned about, even if the book is having 1 million words inside, you are looking for only one thing. Is that thing your eyes will be looking for. So your eyes is not reading in the normal direction, like from left to right. Your eyes, when you are scanning, is looking top, right, center, middle, left, all at the same time, because you are just looking for something. So locating the names of the main characters in a passage, will you skim or you will scan? What's the answer? Will you skim or you will scan? You will scan. Rachel is saying scanning. Dora is saying scanning. Big Eva is saying scanning. I think the scanning are having it. Should we go with scanning then? If everyone is saying scanning, I think I will just support those going for scanning, because you are looking for a particular thing. From my explanation, is already obvious. Like Madam Naomi will say that we are looking for what we are looking for there is obvious. So scanning is the now when you see this kind of excuse me questions in exam, when you are to type in the answer, type it exactly how it's been asked here. Excuse me, exactly how it's been asked here. If they start with capital letter here, type it with capital letter. If it's small letter, type it with small letter. That is a logic you should learn. Now, looking at the merit and demerit of what is heard will involve, when you are looking at merit and demerit, what kind of reading strategy will you use? What kind of things will you likely do when you are looking at merit or demerit? I think under reading strategy, we'll talk about the critical uh, thinking critically, the critical analysis of what you hear. So let's see. Let's see where it's been mentioned here. I want us to read it and go back to answer the question. Sorry, I will need to share the course material. We just need to read one paragraph, just one paragraph, before we come back to the quiz. Now, let's read this very briefly. Critical analysis involves looking at the merits and demerit, that is the pros and cons of what is heard. It is the art of weighing or assessing each point discretely to determine strengths and weaknesses. Critical analysis and evaluation involve passing value judgment, making generalizations, and drawing conclusions after careful analysis. So critical, okay, so I think someone is saying we should go for thinking. Is it critical analysis will involve, is it critical analysis now, or is it critical thinking? Somebody is already saying critical thinking, but I think it is critical analysis. I don't know. Should we go for thinking or analysis? Rachel Namani is one going for critical thinking. And I'm thinking we should go for critical analysis. What do you think? Who is supporting Rachel? Who is supporting me? So what do we choose as our final answer before we move on? This is what you are expecting in exam, so you should get very familiar with it. And I think we have an issue here. We will not be able to do GST105 tonight because GST101 alone has taken our time. So I think tomorrow for GST105. So don't worry, let's do like 10 questions on this one and we'll move on. So, okay, I have so many people taking analysis now. It's now 2-1. Where are the rest? Where is my class captain? Where is Dora? Where is Grace? I'm not seeing you guys. Do you have network issue or you're already sleeping? So, critical analysis, that makes sense. Now, question 4. Listening is said to be useless if there is no, we don't need to go and read this in your course material. It's a general question you should know by now, that when you are listening, there is a part of your course material that talks about the relationship between listening and comprehension. They ask you a question there, why do we listen? Okay, no, they said, no, there is a question there that what is the relationship between listening and comprehension? Then in that correlation, we said that we listen to comprehend. Don't forget that the other word or the synonym of the word comprehend means understand, which means we listen to understand and we understand what we listen to. That is the relationship between the two of them in your course material. If that is the case, listening will be useless if you don't understand what you are listening to. In other words, listening is said to be useless if there is no comprehension. I think that is the correct answer. Your messages are not dropping. Sorry, you may need to close the chat and open it afresh. I think that will help you. It will help the situation. Close the chat and open it afresh. Sorry about that. I've been wondering where is Grace, where is Grace. So critical analysis, or it may be your network. Now, hope you guys understand the explanation to question 4. When you listen, you need to understand. If you don't, if there is no understanding, then you are not listening. The aim of listening is to understand what the person is saying, and it's what you listen to that you understand. Now, question 5: the length of a note written during a seminar will affect one of the following aspects of its content. Is it option A, logicality, revised content, brevity, or topicality? What's the correct answer to question 5? I won't read anything from the material on that. You should know the answer. Which part, or what will be the case if the length is too, when the thing is too lengthy, too long, full so many pages of book? Thank you. I think Rachel is also having a card with me now. Rachel says brevity, and I think that's the answer. That's absolutely correct. Now to the next page. On the next page, we have the first word. The first question says, the following words, next, finally, signal dash in a speech. The following words, next, finally, signal dash in a speech. Is it valid point, debatable point, important point, exaggerated point? What's the answer to question 6? There is a part of your material that talks about when the speaker is trying to give important point, he uses some words which we call transitional devices, like even though, in continuation, firstly, as a result of, finally, in conclusion. Those words are called transitional devices, and a speaker or a writer only use them when they want to transit or when they want to mention important things. They want to draw your attention by saying, most importantly, in essence, finally, we come to the end of these, blah, 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 and to conclude, in conclusion, all those words are all important. They use them to show important point. I'm not seeing any messages. No answer. What's the answer? No option. Nobody. Are you guys online or you are sleeping already? Don't worry, you'll soon go. I will make sure we end it very soon. Once we get to question 10, we'll stop it there and see how it goes tonight. No answers from you guys. We're on question 6. What's the answer to question 6? To talk. You have to talk, please. Don't let it be only me here, Biko. Don't let it be only me here. Okay, you said you have answered. Are you sure it's not my own network? Let me see. Oh, I think it's my network. I think. Okay, now. Oh, I see. All right. All right. Important point. Thank you all. So that is correct. So I'll go with that. Question 7 is about a passage, and I will read it. I will need to answer it. Read the passage and fill in the appropriate word in the gap. Everyone truly needs to be careful in these days of increasing dash. What we are concerned about is question 4. Increasing cyber crimes. I got a mail the other day asking me to update my banking app. Now, the sender promised I would be able to have access to my accrued interest once the process was completed. On a second thought, I decided to speak with my sister, who is a banker, first. She told me if I had carried out the action, I would have made the criminal a dash, who would have access to all my lifetime dash. Now, I would have made the criminal a what? Is it a beneficiary, a relation, a signatory, or a manager? Jeremiah is saying a beneficiary. Rachel is saying a beneficiary. So I'll go with 2 of them. I think most People are saying that already. Now, question number 8. We're almost done tonight. Question number 8 says, skimming is a term which refers to the dash reading speed. Skimming is a term which refers to the dash reading speed. Don't forget we have two types of fast reading speed, the skimming and the scanning. Well, what is the fast reading speed? We can't really call scanning reading. Scanning is just looking for something. Well, so is it the slowest, the slow, the average, the fastest? Fastest by Rachel Namadi. Thank you. Jeremiah is saying slowest. No, Jeremiah, read it again. Skimming. I've explained the types of reading speed we have earlier. I said we have the slowest reading speed, which is the study speed, the type you use to prepare for exam. We have the average, which is the one you use to read novels, to read storybooks, and the rest of them. Then we have the fastest or the fast reading speed, which has two under its category. We have the skimming and the scanning. So if you are asked this question, I think those who chose fastest have it. Quadri is also saying A. You miss it. Somebody is saying C. Oluwafumi is saying C. No, skimming is the fastest reading speed. So please, when you see it in the exam, don't forget we have three major divisions of reading speed: the slow, the average, the fast. Under the slow, the one you use for exam. Under the average, the one you use for novels like storybooks and the rest of them. Then under the fastest, skimming and scanning. Don't forget, chew them, swallow them, let them remain. Question 9. The following expression, do not remove your seatbelt, is an example of information given in the form of dash. In form of a dash. Is it a direction, a fact, an evaluation, or an instruction? What's the answer? What's the answer to that? Is it a fact, a direction, an evaluation, instruction? Jeremiah is saying an instruction. When you are in the car with your dad and your dad says, do not remove the seatbelt, well, is it giving an instruction? Is it giving a direction? Is it giving an evaluation or a fact? So many people are choosing instruction. So I think majority carries the vote. The answer is D. The last question we'll be treating tonight. Now let me cast a vote. Should we make this the last question or we should go further? If you are for the last question, just type last. If you want it to go further, just type go. Let's vote. If you are concording, making question 10 the last one, type last in the comment section. If you want us to stretch further, maybe go to or we stop on question 20, you say go. You type go rather. So let's see. Go small. Well, somebody added small to it, so it means you are thinking about it. You are not deciding yet. Well, our class tonight is not fun because we just tonight is basically reading. We're too focused tonight. We did not make jest of anybody. We didn't laugh. Don't worry, in the next class we'll try to laugh. But next class will be tougher because we are dealing with GST105 in the next class. So I don't know how tough it will be. Your head may be sweating that day because we are dealing with science that day. So we have just 3 go. The rest are not saying anything. Okay, I think the rest are they're already saying, those of you saying go, what's your problem? Don't you check the time? Why will you say go? Do you want to kill me? Okay. Question 10. Read the passage or read the following passage. As a Nigerian, Olubuyi is dash. The question is question 2. With regards to language use, his father had many wives, and the polygamous nature of his family exposed him to diverse cultures. His friends accuse him of being dash because he can hardly keep secret. So someone who cannot keep secret, what do we call the person? Is it a restive person, a garrulous person, a sarcastic person, or a taciturn person? What's the correct answer? Is it restive, garrulous, sarcastic, or taciturn? Okay, someone that can't keep secret. Rachel says the answer is garrulous, and I think that's the correct answer. So you guys try to read, look for the meaning of someone that cannot keep secret. So from today, you can just say your friend is garrulous instead of saying, why don't you know how to keep secret? You don't know how to keep secret, or you don't need to keep secret. But the word garrulous may fit into your expression. Okay, I think question 11. So many people said we should go ahead. Some people did not say anything. So I don't even know what we should do now. Should we stop on question 10? Well, Onolaja, you're welcome. Or we should move further a bit. Okay, somebody say go small. So I think we'll go just small. The goal is just small. So don't worry. We'll stop on question 15. So let's read question 11. Read the following passage. As a Nigerian now, we are talking of number one. Olubiyi is dash with regards to language use. Is it multilingual? Is it bipartlingual? Is it homolingual? Is it monolingual? What's the answer? Multilingual, bipartlingual, homolingual, or monolingual? What's the correct answer to question 11? Somebody is saying A. Yes, just say A, B, C, or D. No need to type, don't worry. You can just say question 11 A or question 11 B. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I think the A's are having it now. We have two people. Big Eva is going for A, Rachel is going for A, and the option says multilingual. Who else? Can we have more votes before we move on? So we know that majority voted for option A. Now, one of these terms refers to the most exciting point in a story. One of these terms refers to the most exciting point in a story. Is it climax, exposition, plot, or argument? Add number to the answer when you want to answer. Question 12, is it A, is it B, is it C, or D? What's the answer to question 12? One of these terms refers to the most exciting point in a story. Climax, exposition, plot, argument. Rachel is saying question 12 is A, climax. How many of us agree with Rachel? If you agree with Rachel, then let's choose climax and move on. If you do not agree, tell us what you choose. Big Eva is agreeing with Rachel. Those are the only two people giving me answers. Since the rest of you, you're already dozing. Don't worry, you'll soon sleep. Sorry. We're stretching you tonight. It's been long you people have gone through this reading section now. So be strong, eh? All right, climax, climax, climax. That makes sense. So let's push it on. We've chosen climax. That's the correct one. Question 13 is also a passage, and we are asked to look for the point number one. It said, read the passage and fill in the appropriate word in the gap. Everyone truly needs to be careful in these days of increasing dash crimes. Is it cyber crime, technology crime, global crimes, or data crime? What's the answer? Question 13. Question, okay. And then Naomi said we should get to question 20. That is not bad. That is not bad. We'll try our best. So I need you guys. Question 13 A, cyber. Okay, we have so many people going for A, cyber. Let's see if A also. How many people goes with? How many people agreed to that option? So we can just choose it. Yes, yes. How many of us? Those that chose A, I think you have it. Question 14. Skimming could aid a reader's dash impression of a report. I've mentioned this in an earlier statement before we got to this question. What kind of impression will you be able to make when you skim a book? Is it critical? Will you be able to understand that book critically by just skimming it? Is it general impression you will just have by skimming the book? Or is it collaborative impression, or is it evaluative impression? What kind of impression will you have when you patiently? Question 14. What's the answer to question number 14? Well, the person that said question 14, the answer is A. You fall my hand. 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 Oh, but I will not mention names. I was shouting when I was saying this, and somebody is even telling me that it is D. You guys are already sleeping. Don't worry. After question 15, we'll stop. You guys are sleeping. You are sleeping already. No, 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 no. I don't expect you guys not to know it. I have talked about the reading speed more than 3 times since we started tonight, and I told you what each of them are used for. Let me repeat myself again. We have three major types. We have the slow reading speed, which is for studying for exams. We have the average, which is for reading novels, storybooks, and the rest. We have the fast method, which is having two subcategories, the skimming and the scanning. The skimming is for reading, fast reading method without having intention to hold anything deep about the passage you are reading, just a general understanding of what, okay, so that when they ask me the book so titled so so and so, what does it talk, oh, it talk about relationship. Why? Because I have skimmed the book. But if they ask me in chapter 4 what happened there, I won't know, because I did not read it deeply. I just had a general thing that, okay, after reading, okay, this book is talking about relationship. That is skimming. Scanning, I'm looking for something in the book, so my eyes is just going up and down, to and fro, up and down, to and fro, to and fro, looking for something. So I've explained that several times. Why are people still saying evaluative, critical, collaborative? Why don't you use several options? My people are sleeping. The answer is not critical. You get critical understanding of a passage when you use the slow reading speed or the study speed. So I will choose the last one for tonight because you guys are already. What's the word that we were introduced the other time? Is it naxad? Is it naked or something? Naked that says exhausted, tired. You guys are already naked. I've learned a new word from who mentioned the word then? Someone gave me that new word today in the class. Now, read the following passage. Okonkwo and Ige are childhood friends. The duo also attended the University of Lagos. Someone has described them as twins from different mothers, and I agree. Which reading strategy did the writer use to make the meaning of the words clearer in the passage? They are childhood friends, they attended the same university, they describe them as twins from different mothers. Add the question number when you want to answer. Question 15, what's the answer? Is it lexical familiarization, code text, past experience, or word attack? I think the answer should be, okay, is there anybody giving us the answer there? 15A by Rachel. Who else? Lexical familiarization. Thank you. I think you guys are now following. You now understood, because that was the main thing we did tonight. We learned about the 4 strategies you can use to understand a passage when you have big grammars or a deep expression there. We've mentioned you can use the word attack. You can look around the option, the strategy number 2. You can look around the words for its meaning. Strategy number 3, lexical familiarization. Strategy number 4, past experiences. And we've talked at length on the 4 strategies. Don't forget them. You can either use, and then we said looking around for the meaning is similar to code text. Now, the answer is most likely lexical familiarization. Thank you. So we'll just go to question 70 and submit, because we are done. So we've answered 15 questions. Now let's see what we got out of those 15 questions and the ones we failed. So I think, am I free to submit now? So we see ourselves. So if this was an exam and this was over 15, you are answering 15 questions, which we have done tonight, what is our score in GS101 out of 15? I'll submit, and you guys are wonderful. Out of 15, we score 15. This is an awesome result. Clap for yourself, everybody. So I think everybody deserves a sachet of water. I have like 3 people that want cards tonight. You message me, maybe tonight or tomorrow, to get your card. But we did absolutely well. Absolutely well. I think this is the first time we are doing a test and we're having a perfect score like this. So you guys have done well. You can see that we read a lot tonight. We've crushed everything about the strategies a reader can use to understand passages. In summary of tonight's class, things you should take home. We've mentioned deeply how a reader can understand a passage, the strategies that can be used. We mentioned the likes of word attack by breaking the words into individual parts or divisions, like the prefix, the root word, and the suffixes. We talked about looking around the word for its meaning as a second strategy. The third strategy was lexical familiarization. And the fourth one, which is employing your past experiences, your daily experiences, into what is being discussed in the passage. Then we talked about the reading speed that we have. We have, let's say, literally, we have 3 of them: the study speed, the average speed, and the fast speed. The study speed is the one we use for reading for exam. It's also called the slowest reading speed. Then we have the average speed, which we use for reading for pleasure, reading novels, reading storybooks, or any type of reading that is reading for pleasure. You use average speed to read them. Then we have the last type, which is the fast reading method, which is having 2 sections: skimming and scanning. The skimming is you reading very fast, the fastest reading method, just to get a general overview of what you are reading. And then the scanning, which is you looking for a particular thing in that passage. So your eyes is going to and fro, up and down at the same time. Not that you are looking from left to right like you are reading. You are just looking for something for scanning. So, having done all that, I think we've done justice to some core parts that you are likely to meet in your exam. And I believe when you see them in the exam, you will just be smiling because you now have proper understanding of what they talk about. Thank you all for attending tonight. And I think so far, if I should assess our meeting, I enjoyed tonight's one the most. I don't know about you. Tonight's one is the most exciting part to me. Even though we did not have funny things tonight, but at least we enjoyed it. So thank you. And I think I can say we have come to the end of this section tonight. Do have a wonderful night rest and a wonderful day at work tomorrow. Now, see you tomorrow, I think same time, 10 p.m. for GST105. Let's try and let's believe or hope that we are going to crush GS105 tomorrow, just the same way we've done to GS101 now. So GS105, we're likely going to stretch to 3 hours tomorrow. If you guys, tomorrow is Friday, I believe everybody will close early. If there is a possibility to start by 9 so that by 12 we would have gotten to 3 hours and cover deep concept in that material, I would appreciate it. If it's not possible to, if it's 2 hours is enough too. After all, you still have a whole month before your exam. Thank you and have a wonderful night. Good night, everyone.